They said a 19-year-old girl had no right to dream, especially not in the dusty town of Red Hollow, where parents chose your husband before you chose your future. But when Emilia Carter was forced to marry a millionaire cowboy twice her age, everyone whispered she'd be miserable forever. Yet on the night of the wedding, the groom walked out of the barn carrying a small, wooden box. And when Emilia opened it, the entire town went silent, because what was inside did more than break every rule Red Hollow lived by. It shattered its oldest secret. Emilia Carter had always believed the wind spoke truer words than the people around her. It carried promises, possibilities, things she couldn't find in the narrow, watchful streets of Red Hollow. At 19, she was old enough to see the bars around her but too young to break them. Her parents had made sure of that. Her father, a stoic ranch hand with debts thicker than his pride, came home one evening with news that tasted like rust in her mouth. "Emilia," he said, not meeting her eyes, "you're to marry William Hawthorne. The wedding's in 3 weeks." William Hawthorne, the wealthiest man for 50 miles. A cowboy with a silver belt buckle, a 1,000-acre ranch, a reputation built on land deals and silence. 41 years old. Widowed. Quiet. Unreadable. Emilia felt her world crack, not loudly, but with a soft, devastating crumble. She wanted to scream, to run, to ask how love could be bought like cattle, but her mother placed a trembling hand on hers. "We didn't want this, baby," she whispered. "But his money, it will save us." Their house needed repairs. Her father's medical bills were overdue. The bank was circling like a vulture. And Emilia, kind-hearted, fiercely loyal Emilia, couldn't bring herself to watch her family drown. So she agreed. Not because she was obedient, because she was trapped and too tender-hearted to break free while others sank. In the days leading to the wedding, townspeople treated her like a passing curiosity. Some pitied her, some envied the money, and most simply whispered, "She'll live in luxury at least. Maybe older men make better husbands. She's lucky, really." But Emilia didn't feel lucky. She felt like a ghost trying to remember what it's like to be alive. The night before the wedding, her best friend Nora snuck into her room through the window, eyes swollen with tears. "You don't love him," she said fiercely. "I don't," Emilia admitted. "But maybe love isn't my path." Nora grasped her hand. "Everyone deserves a path that's theirs." Those words followed Emilia down the aisle the next day. The barn was decorated beautifully. White curtains, lantern light, the scent of hay and wildflowers, but she felt none of it. William stood at the altar, tall, calm, unreadable. His eyes were kind yet distant, like someone who'd lived too much loss to show joy easily. He didn't smile. But he didn't force her to smile either. That small mercy was the only thing holding her together. When the vows ended and the guests murmured their congratulations, William leaned close and said the most unexpected sentence of her life. "I have a gift for you. Something I should have given you before agreeing to this arrangement." He walked out of the barn, returning moments later with a small wooden box. Emilia opened it. And whatever she expected, this wasn't it. The entire town fell silent, as if the truth inside that box had stolen the air itself. Inside the box lay a stack of papers, folded letters, and a photograph that made Emilia's breath catch. The letters were addressed to her, not by name, but by description. To the girl with the fire in her eyes who dreams bigger than this town allows. To the young woman I've watched care for others even when she forgets herself. To the one who deserves the freedom Red Hollow never gave her. They were dated over the past year, before she even knew William Hawthorne was watching. Her hands trembled as she picked up the photograph. It was of her, taken at the town's annual festival, when she'd thought no one was paying attention. She was smiling at a child she was helping paint a wooden toy horse. Her smile was real, open, alive. William's voice broke the silence. "I spoke with your parents 3 months ago. Not about marriage. About helping your family. You didn't know because they didn't want you to know." The murmurs in the room grew louder. Emilia's chest tightened. "They told me we needed this. That you were saving us." "I was," he said softly. "But not with marriage. I offered financial help. No strings attached. Her heart pounded painfully. So why this? Because they asked me to marry you. His throat tightened. And I refused. Not until I saw whether you truly wanted it. He pointed to the letters. I wrote these when I realized the town judged you more than they understood you. You reminded me of someone I once loved. Someone who also had her choices stolen from her. The crowd went still. Emilia felt a storm rising inside her. You could have told me, she whispered. I tried, he said, pained. But every time I approached you, you ran from me like I was the monster they made me out to be. And I didn't want to trap you further. Emilia's eyes burned. All this time, she believed she was a sacrifice. But she was being protected, quietly, without knowledge. Then William did the unthinkable. He stepped back from her, voice steady yet shaking. This wedding, he said to the guests, is not binding until she chooses it. Emilia Carter, if you want freedom, it's yours. I will annul this marriage today. No consequences. Not for you, not for your family. I paid their debts yesterday morning. Gasps. Whispers. A community stunned into silence. Emilia stared at him. This man, rumored to be cold, controlling, hardened by wealth, now trembling at the possibility of losing her before he ever truly had her. She had dreamed of freedom. And now it stood in front of her, wearing boots dusty from the fields and eyes soft with unspoken grief. Her voice cracked. Why would you do all this for me? William took a breath that seemed to carry years of sorrow. Because someone I loved never got the chance to choose her life. And I swore I'd never let another woman be trapped by circumstances she didn't create. The barn felt sacred. Still, as if the past and future held their breath. Emilia's heart, once trembling in fear, felt something new. Not love. Not yet. But recognition. Respect. Possibility. I don't know what I want, she admitted softly. You don't have to know, he replied. You only need to choose for yourself. For the first time in her life, the choice was hers. Truly hers. And as she looked around at the shocked faces of Red Hollow, the tightness in her chest unraveled. She finally understood something powerful. Freedom isn't given. It's taken. She lifted her chin. Her voice steady. I choose. And with that choice, whatever it would be, her life, her future, and the entire culture of Red Hollow would never be the same again.